The question that we've been asked is, how do we post a credit memo for an office expense in uLaw or even a client expense in uLaw? Let's do both. So first, let's do an office expense. To do an office expense, you would say, first, let's post an office expense. So like I can say action, expense, office expense. Let's say we bought, some software. So let's just say we bought some software, and you can say purchase of software, and let's assume that it was $100, and they had a coupon where you can apply for a rebate, and you actually applied for the rebate. So let's say this was done, say yesterday, on the 26th. So it was purchase of software and using your credit card, and you applied it. Okay. So now once you do that, so you can actually go into that account, the software account, and you should actually see that posting for yesterday where you actually purchased, the software. So that's excellent. Now let's assume that that company where you purchased the software gave you a postal rebate and you applied for it and you got it. So how do you post that in uLaw? You click on Action button, and you'll again go to Payment this time, and you'll say an office expense credit memo. You'll click on that. Obviously, it was software, and you can say whatever software you purchased, software credit memo, and let's say they give you a rebate, right? And it was a $25 rebate. If you just click on it, it'll immediately tell you how much was the tax. Now, sometimes it could be tax exempt, so then in that case, you just say, hey, there was no tax on that, so just gave me a $25 rebate, afterwards, and it was applied today, and maybe the rebate was directly applied back on your credit card. Okay, in that case, you can just choose your credit card account or whatever, wherever they did it. Maybe they give you a check. In that case, like, you post it to your general account and you say, hey, the check number that they gave me is that, and you can say it was paid to Roger Moore, right, yourself, and hit the submit button. And when you hit the submit button, you'll see a credit entry for $25 for that $100 software that you actually purchased. So again, to summarize, for your office expense credit memo or rebates, you will click on Action button to go to the payments and apply it as an office expense credit memo. Similarly, let's now assume a client expense. So I'm going to go for a client expense. So, let me do a disbursement. I can say paid from general. Let's say, again, I'm going to use the same example, software purchase. Let's say conveyancer, or some software like that. And let's say, again, it was $200 with tax. It came to that. You can say who was it paid to. You can say conveyancer corporation, and maybe you paid it using your credit card again, and you can hit the save button. Okay, so now you paid 200 plus 13% of HST for conveyancer. So let's now go and put a credit memo against that. So let's see where it is. So it will be under our client expenses. So if you go to expense and client expense and look at your expense on client, you will see that on April the 27th, we should actually see a software purchase conveyancer $200, right? And when you apply a credit memo for your client expense, you just say again, payment, client expense. Now you need to know which client was it. So let me go back and find out who was that matter. So that was Toby Maguire. And it was Toby was a Superman matter. We can go back here and say action again, and you will now go back to payments, and this time you'll say client expense credit memo, and we have to choose Toby Maguire. And then once you've chosen Toby Maguire, obviously you need to choose the right matter. I think it was Toby, which is a Superman matter, and then you can take an action on it. It'll pop up the exact same menu, very similar to before, and you can say software conveyancer credit memo, and you can see how much amount it is. Let's say it was $25 of rebate. If the tax was given along with it, like you can put that. If they didn't give the tax, you can nullify it, and maybe they wrote you a check, and you can just apply it, and just hit the save button. And once you hit the save button, you will see that a credit memo is actually applied to this account of $25. So to summarize, under accounts action button, actually under action button, payments actually has two credit memos or rebates, whatever you want to call it, one for office expense and one for client expense based on what you actually incur.